Hello, 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 everyone. How are you? Listen, if you guys can hear me and see me fine, please put a one in the chat. If you can hear me and see me fine, please put a one in the chat. How is everyone doing today? Going with Hudson. How are you? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you, Nikki. How are you doing, Nikki Walker? Good to see you. Good to see you. Simply blessed. Hello. How are you? How are you? Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in, everyone. I don't know about you all, but today has been a very smoky day in the Carolinas. I can smell the smoke. It's all in the air. What about where you guys are? Hello, my Renaissance grandma. How are you? How are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. It has been extremely smoky where we are today. Hello, the Bible Quiz channel. How are you? Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Bouger Prepper. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Yes, I want to thank everyone here for being a part of the live. And guys, if you are catching the replay, I want to welcome you in and I want to thank you for joining as well. Yes, really, we're just starting off by talking about our weather, which is something we do. I just wanted to talk about the smoke that we are having in the Carolinas. You can smell the smoke. It is thick in the air. The sun was bright orange today. The air quality, no smoke, but the air quality is really poor where you are, Nikki. Okay, yes, the air quality is really poor, and a lot of it is due to the smoke where I'm at. Yes, it is pretty bad. Now it was so humid as well, very humid. We are going to be hitting almost 100 degrees by the end of the week, 96, 98 by the end of the week. And so we want to make sure that everyone in here stays prepared, especially if you're going to be out and about. If you're out in those gardens, get out there early in the morning. If you are out driving, if you have to go out and drive to work, make sure that you are prepared. Have your water with you, have something to cool you down. That instant ice pack, have that in all of your vehicles just in case you break down. Seems like in this heat, that's something that tends to happen. And so just want to make sure that you are prepared. Okay. Hello, Homestead in the Hood. How are you? Peace unto you. Yes, blessings. How's everyone doing? Everyone having a good day so far? Tell me what all you did today. I tell you, I had almost a 12-hour work day today. It has been a very long day for me today. Um, 12 hours. And so it was long. I'm a little bit tired, but guys, I wanted to get in here and I wanted to talk about situational awareness. I definitely did. I did not uh, want this day to pass without me talking about it and talking a little more about my experience. And for those that haven't seen my video, hello, Miss Shirley. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. That's one of the things that I wanted to talk about. Hello, Happy Mac. Good to see you. You're going to ride your lawn tractor down to the creek tomorrow. That's where you'll stay. Is it nice and cool at the creek? Nice and cool. And that's one thing, your feet, that's a pulse point. And that's why you are sometimes told to put your feet in the cold water, put your feet in the tub. Sometimes people put it in the swimming pool, and that helps to cool you because your feet the veins are close to the surface, and that does help to cool you off. So that's a great place to be, is down at the creek. Yes, that's a great place to be. Nothing bothering you but crawfish. Do you eat crawfish, Happy Matt? I know some people do. Do you eat those? Yes. Yes. So that's one of the things that I wanted to make sure that I came in and I wanted to talk about, is our personal safety. You've partially cleaned one garden bed and the heat caught you. Do the other portion in the morning, prepping for your fall garden. Yes, now is definitely the time to be prepping for your fall gardens. Now, I'm certainly not, because I was really late starting my summer garden. I have tomatoes, but I don't have any ripe ones yet. And so I'm definitely not prepping for a fall garden right now. Yes, you do. Little, yes, bitty lobsters. Well, Happy Mac, I'm allergic to shellfish, so I don't eat any of that. Not any lobsters, none of that. So yes, you can definitely have it all. Have it all. But yes, wanted to make sure that you all are staying safe, staying hydrated. I'll have a video coming out pretty soon that it's part of a collaboration. I think it's Friday or Saturday. It's when I'll be dropping my video. You were able to harvest your first slicer tomato. Well, congratulations, Growing with Hudson. That's a big thing. I know that it had to be great. It had to be delicious. Had to be. My cucumbers are coming in, slowly and surely, and I'm getting enough just for us to eat uh, every day. And that's really a positive for us to be able to do that. Crawfish season is over down there. You're now into crab and shrimp season. Do you go shrimping and crabbing? Do you do that? I do see people doing that at the coast in North Carolina. I do see them crabbing quite a bit. Yes, I may get out uh, maybe September, October later on in the year with some friends and go out and do some real fishing out on the ocean. Hi, Queen Plants Gardening. Greetings to you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. You used to go crabbing? Yes, yes. So I may go fishing this weekend. I had a friend that went fishing where I normally go, same spot, and he caught two really nice size catfish, 18 pounds and a 28 pounds. So yes. Hello, Mona at Sifting Some Salt and More. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. You're sorry for your sea creature. It's the hornets. Yes. Yes. Well, I've never been a fan, and so of eating any type of shellfish, and so it definitely has helped me. It definitely has. I don't feel like I'm missing out on one thing. Now, my husband loves shellfish. I have shrimp all in my freezer, but he won't eat it unless he gets it straight from the coast where he's from. He'll go down and get it fresh. So I have some in my freezer, and I accidentally kind of threw some shrimp away. Accidentally. Hello, Mike's Chaotic Gardening. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about our personal safety. If I hope you all, I think most everyone in here has seen and commented on my video where I had someone approach me at the ATM. Had someone approach me at the ATM, and I just wanted to come in and talk a little bit about that, a little bit about your personal safety and being aware of your situations, regardless of where you are, and some things that may be able to help you be more aware, be more alert. Up north, you're just getting your summer garden started. Yes, 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 yes. And so that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about, is for all of us to make sure that we are paying attention to our surroundings. Make sure that you are paying attention to your surroundings. How many of us in here could tell us today what your spouse, your partner, or someone in your home had on today? Growing with Hudson. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate you. Thank you. Keep informing us. You're appreciated, sis. Oh, thank you so much, Growing with Hudson. Growing with Hudson, this is my very, very first super chat ever. So I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, yes. And so that's what I'm trying to do or aiming to do, growing with Hudson, is to keep everyone informed. Absolutely, keep everyone informed. So one of the things that I want everyone to do is to pay attention to your surroundings. You know, hello, the New Orleans gardener. How are you? Good to see you. You're cooking dinner, but you're listening, chopping up all your seasonings from the garden. Yes, yes. Welcome in. Thank you. Thank you. We are talking about personal safety, being safe, our situational awareness. I was asking how many people in here could tell us what your significant other had on when they left home today. Do you know what they had on? Can you tell us that? A lot of people are putting out strange ATM encounter stories. Really? Really? Well, thank you for saying that, because it is, I tell you, if you didn't see the video, I'll tell you what happened. I actually saw the individual talking to the person in front of me, and it didn't look kosher, but he walked away, and where he walked, I could still see him. It was kind of in between. Our bank has like a little chute, and you have to drive in it. And once you're in it, you are in it, you know. And the only way out, really, at least in a car, is to just keep going through the chute. And I saw him. He was kind of in the trees. There's trees beside it. And so I really just waited to see what he was going to do. And I didn't want to drive off, because again, you don't know what's on people's mind. And so I like to pay attention, and I wanted to pay attention. So I knew what this individual was going to do, right? And sure enough, he started walking back towards me. And before he got too close, he probably, I would say 50 feet. You know, he wasn't that far, but I did. You know, I got out of I didn't get totally out of my car, but I did let him know that he was not going to approach me. I did let him know that he was not going to approach me. And then he left. And after I made my transaction, I did let the folks inside know. And of course, I was able to describe how the guy looked and what the guy had on, his clothing. And that's very important to be able to do. Very important. You have to say your ATM experience weird you out. Not everybody is getting the side eye. Weird you out. Yeah, yeah. I'm not surprised by anything, Happy Mac. And I just am always looking around. I'm looking around, you know, so I'm going to be able to say what you had on. I'm going to be able to describe you. I am. And that's very important for us to be able to do. And we don't want to, you know, we just want to be aware, right? We just want to be able to pay attention when you go into these grocery stores or any type of store. You really need to make sure that you're paying attention. You don't want anyone to follow you and you not know that someone is following you. You know, you want to be able to see them in the store. Usually you can know that and you can sense that, you know. Usually you can know that and you can sense that. So you want to make sure that you're able to see that. Hello, K Renee's Garden. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. You're always aware of what your husband has on because you press his clothes for him. I got it. I got it. Hello, KJ's Healthful Living. How are you? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yes, it's important to just try to become or be more aware of your surroundings so you know what's going on. Temperatures are down to 79. You're getting some rain, Miss Shirley? Well, all right. All right. I hope I didn't miss anyone. If I did, I will say something else and I'll be able to see you. Homestead in the Hood, please be sure to wear your N95 mask and make your children wear them. Asthmatic children, especially teenagers, have transitioned in New York City from the poor air quality you've been experiencing. Oh wow, homestead in the hood. That's one of the things that we were talking about. Nikki Walker was saying that she didn't have a lot of the smoke like we're having, but the air quality is so poor. And that's one of the things that when you have breathing problems, and you may not even know that you're having breathing problems, uh, it can come so suddenly. It can come so suddenly. We've lost people throughout this year because of breathing problems and them not knowing that they weren't getting any oxygen. So absolutely make sure that you are taking care. If you have uh, N95s, KN95s, make sure that you are wearing those for this poor air quality. Make sure that you have inhalers. I'm certainly not a medical, I'm not in the medical field, not offering medical advice, but make sure that you have inhalers. There's some that's over the counter too, but most doctors will give you a prescription just so that you have it just in case. You want to make sure that you definitely are able to breathe. Hello, Littlefoot Ranch. How are you? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in, everyone. So we're talking about making sure that we are paying attention. Diversity Love, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome in. So, guys, make sure that you are paying attention to your surroundings wherever you are. If you're in the grocery stores, if you're in your church, if you are at work, it's very important. If you are out to eat, don't sit with your back to the door. That's one of the things to do, is to get used to sitting so that you're facing the door whenever you're going in, so that you can see what's going on. You can see who's coming in, who's not coming in. Make sure that you're able to do that. I'm glad to know that you're doing well. I'm doing well as well, Littlefoot Ranch. I am doing well. Thank you for asking. Hello, Micro Farmer. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. So, guys, that's one of the things that's very important. Make sure that you are paying attention. Make sure that you that you will know that if someone is following you. If you're coming home from work, make sure you're looking in your rearview mirror so that you know if someone is following you. Scan left to right. Get into the habit of scanning left to right, not just focusing on looking straight in front of you, but make sure that you are scanning left to right. And when you are coming home from work, those of us that in here work, do you take the same route every time you come home? Do you come home the same way all the time? Let me know down in the chat. Are you coming home the same way? Are you mixing it up? Are you altering the way that you come home? Do you do that? Because if you should get used to seeing the same cars on the highway. You may get used to seeing the same cars on the highway. Let me know if you are altering your travel routes when you come home. Yes, thank you everyone for hitting the like button. If you haven't done so, please go ahead and hit it for me. Yes. So if you are coming home from work, or even if you're coming home from the grocery stores, different places, do you alter your route, or do you come the same way all the time? And if you do, do you get used to seeing the same cars all the time? No matter where you go, you take a different route and you switch them up. That's very smart, Littlefoot Ranch. That is very smart, is to go different routes. I try to do the same thing as well. And I make sure, I look behind me to see who's behind me. I think if you did see my video, you know that I had a stalker many years ago. And the reason that I knew that this person was following me was because I paid attention to my surroundings. So it's very important to pay attention to your surroundings. Make sure that you put that phone away. Make sure that you put your phone away. Oftentimes I see it all the time. People coming out of the store like this. They are so focused on their phone that they almost get hit. because they're not paying attention. They're focused on their phones. You're retired, but when you're out running errands, you usually take different routes home. Very good. Very good, Nikki. That's very important. And to make sure that you are putting your phones away. Don't come out of the stores texting. Don't come out of the stores on the phone. You need your full attention so that you can pay attention to what's going on around you. I will tell you, I think Happy Mac, even at the gas station, I don't know about you, but I have had people try to approach at the gas station. And I know a lot of people that have had people try to approach them at the gas station as well. So you want to make sure that if you are at the gas stations, that you are paying attention to that. And so you're out of your car, you're out of your car, you're pumping your gas. So you must pay attention to your surroundings then as well. Being a mature woman, you really pay close attention to your surroundings. Yes, Miss Shirley, absolutely pay attention to your surroundings. Hello, G Mama Grows. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. And so it is very important that you don't look like you're a victim. And also at all times, trust your intuition. It's very important to trust your intuition. It's very important that those phones, they are a big distraction, Nikki. Phones are a big distraction, and people are coming out, almost getting hit. I see it a lot. Where people are coming out, not paying attention. Their kids are in front of them, and they're so attached to their phones, so attached to their phones. How many people in this chat, when you wake up in the morning, you grab your phones to see what you have, see who has texted you, see who has emailed you, anything, see what the weather is? How many people? Put a one in the chat if that's one of the things you do in the first 10 minutes that you get up, is grab your phone. You always pay attention and you don't ever go anywhere unprepared. Exactly. Yes. How many people in here within the first 10 minutes, yes, grab their phones? I'm sitting here. Poor air quality for, yes, the Canada wildfires, definitely. Growing with Hudson, you do? Nope. Your phone is not attached to your hip. Sifting with soil, you do. KJ's Healthful Living, you do. Happy Mac, even if you get up in the night, you check. You want to see what you've missed? It's your alarm clock. Okay, it's your alarm clock. So are you just turning off your alarm, or are you looking to see what has happened overnight? You at Bouger. Yes. I don't either. Sometimes by the time I get to work, I realize now I have two phones. And so my personal phone, I don't turn it off. I have it on throughout the night, but I don't look at it. One of the things that I'll do is, most people will, if it's my family, they're going to call. So I'll know that I've had a call throughout the night. But my other phone, I just use it as a map. I use the map on it every day. But otherwise, I may not see a text or anything until I get to work. Littlefoot, you don't check your phone until after all the animals have been fed, the coffee brewing, and the bread is arising. Yes, KJ, Healthful Living, you are checking for your emails. Checking those emails. Yes, you usually pick up your phone about 4 hours after you get up. Okay. Yeah, so that's one of the things a lot of us, and I'm not really one, but we are addicted to the phones. It is on our hips. It's everywhere, and that's why we get so distracted. So if you are one of the ones that you really need to look at your phone, it's more than just for, if you really need to check your email, if it's not for something that's extremely, an emergency or something like that, try not to do it and see what that does for you. Try not to. You'd have to spend a whole day on emails. You hardly check them. I have an email account like that, G Mama. Yes, I have an account like that. And that's not good. I have a lot of emails on there. I finally deleted a ton of emails, but it's hard when you don't check those emails regularly. My whole new perspective email, I do check that a lot more often. I do. And so, hello, the retired gardener. How are you? How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Guys, I want to do a $5 cash app. A $5 cash app. Sorry for I'm tearing the paper so I can write down a number. That's what I'm doing right now. Is just tearing the paper so I can write down a number. So I want to do a $5 cash app, and I want to do. You have yes. My junk email goes to junk normally, and so my 2,000, actually it was like 20,000 emails were true emails. And so I spent a day just trying to go through as many as I could, deleting those. Yes, but that's my issue. I don't get up and go on that email. I just don't. Queen's Plants Gardening. Nowadays, everyone should have their awareness meters on super high alert. Stay safe, everyone. Times are not what they were. Safety first. Exactly. We really want to make sure that we are truly paying attention to our surroundings. You really want to have your self awareness meters, your alerts on. You really do. That's one of the things that is of utmost importance right now. You want to make sure if you have children, when you're getting in the car with their children or your grandchildren, you have to be super careful. When you walk out, you want to make sure that no one is around your car. You know, one of the things that Hi, Marquita. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. One of the things in my self defense or some training that I had, my trainer, we talked about, he told me, he said, I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell my wife, and that's to make sure that you have your pepper gel with you and ready whenever you come out of your house. That's my house. It said, even when you're coming out of your house, just get in the habit of having your pepper gel ready. Have everything ready. If you're going to the car, if you're leaving the store and your car is out, have it ready. If it's on your keychain, just be prepared. We don't want you to be anxious. But if you continue to prepare and you make a habit out of doing these things, then you're not going to be anxious. You'll be ready you'll be ready, and at least you'll at least know. So just make sure that you're doing that. You're constantly scanning left to right, left to right. I'll give a scenario that I want you all to think about in a minute. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and have this giveaway. You have your pepper spray separate from your keys. Yes, yes. And one of the things, Bouger, that I learned was to use the pepper gel over the pepper spray. And that was because the pepper spray may come back into my face depending upon, the wind. And if I use the pepper gel, it won't. So I have pepper spray, but I started changing that out to pepper gel as it expires. So think about that pepper gel as well. A guy walked right into your neighbor's house. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. Was it for harm? Mike, they had their door open. Miss Shirley, storm heading your way, maybe buffering on your end, delayed response. Am I buffering for everyone else? Am I buffering? Pepper gel. How does the pepper gel work? If you're familiar with the pepper spray, it's very similar, except it's not a big spray out. It's not where it's going to blow back on you. The pepper spray goes everywhere. And that's another thing. If you have pepper spray and you have never tried it out, make sure that you get outside and try it. Try to use it. Make sure that you use it. Okay. That way you'll know what it does if you go to use it. I had the very first time I purchased some, I definitely went outside and tried it, and the wind was blowing And so it did come back on me. They had the door unlocked to let the dog out. And was it, and someone probably was watching all of that. You know, someone is always watching. That's the one thing you want. You people are watching. People are watching. Thank you, Happy Mac. Thank you. I'm not buffering. Good, good. So, Miss Shirley, that's the storm that's headed your way. Last year, you celebrated your silver wedding anniversary in Las Vegas. A few hours after you boarded the airplane, there was a stabbing right in front of the hotel. A few hours. Wow, you were on that sidewalk. Yes, yes. Well, congratulations on your anniversary, the retired gardener. But wow, it's great that you guys were not there and you were away. That's the one thing too, is when you're in a lot of areas where it's very crowded, is trying to be prepared and be careful when you're in a crowd. Check out the company. They offer the, yes, they do. They sure do. And that's the type of gel that I have. And that's the type of gel that I have. And I think I have some other brands as well. But that's a good brand. But whenever you get it, make sure that you check it out, you spray it, and make unbelievable. I'm surprised, Mike. I shouldn't say I'm surprised because people are watching, and that's why you have to be really careful. They're going to come in. Yes, he was sitting across the way watching them. Exactly. Exactly. So if they would have been more prepared, even in our homes, we want to make sure that we know cars that belong on our street, right? You know, the cars that belong on your street. I certainly do on mine. You know, if someone comes in, I'm gonna know. You know, I'm gonna know. And a lot of times, a lot of us we have these cameras. I hope many of you have the cameras, but you can go back or you can be alerted when someone is approaching your area. But that's someone that is very interesting. I think I shared, I believe it was last year or the year before, when one of my coworkers had a home invasion. You know, so you really, when you think about those things, you know, it can be a little scary when you start to think about those things. I will tell you that it certainly changed my coworker's life forever. You know, it really has when something like that happens. And, you know, like with me having a stalker, it changed, you know, and I was always aware of my surroundings. And I am always aware of my surroundings even more now. I'm not anxious about it. I'm just prepared. And that's the key, is to make sure that you're not anxious, you know, and you're just not constantly, but you want to be able to look around left to right, not straight ahead. You want to occasionally look behind you. You want to know, you need to know what is around you. You need to be able to describe what people have on. Now, my memory is not the best, but in these situations, I can describe what people have on. You want to be able to describe cars, things like that, for sure. Once, when you were much younger, you were leaving work and you got in your car, and there was a guy watching you. You had just locked your door, and he tried to open the handle. You drove off when with him holding your door. Wow, wow, that's can be very scary. Thankfully, with living way out in the country, you're not from around here, so you stick out like a sore thumb. It's really important to know who is supposed to be in your community and who isn't. Absolutely, Littlefoot Ranch. It really is. You're prepared and honestly anxious sometimes. The retired gardener, try not to be anxious. Just make sure that you're prepared. Know in your mind what you're going to do. And if you think about a lot of situations, then you will know what you're going to do, and you will not be as anxious once you know that. Living with your son, you feel like the old lady that never leaves the apartment, watching everything. You got to be watching everything. That's right. Head on a swivel. Absolutely. Your company offers practice spray. That's really good, Bouger. That is very good that you get practice spray. Let me give you all a situation And then we're going to go ahead with the number. But let me give you all a situation, okay? This is want you all to think about this and consider this, and then I'm going to ask you to answer this. So imagine for a moment, and this has happened. This has happened, and it was happening quite often several years ago, and we were hearing about it regularly. You know, you are on your way home. Let's say you're on your way home from work, and all of a sudden, someone, you know, bumps your car. They bump your car. You both stop. You're going to get out of the car. You get out of the car, right? This person, you've already looked and you see that this person has a person in the passenger seat with them. And so they get out of the car too, and they seem friendly enough. You're getting ready to exchange. You're exchanging your information because you both checked and you don't have too bad damage. So you're not going to call. You're just going to exchange information. So if you have exchanged information, all of a sudden, when you're doing that, someone jumps out of the back seat of that car, right? And they have a weapon. They ask you for your keys. They have that weapon at you. They leave in your car. The other person gets in their car and they drive off. And there you are. That happened quite often here. Several years ago, it was happening quite often. What would you do? What could you have done differently? You know, what would you do? What could you have done differently? Think about these types of scenarios. Yes, terrible. What could this person have done differently? You know, what could this person have done differently? And what would you have done? Hello, GT Junior Grows in Alaska. How are you? Been listening and vacuuming the floor. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. Called the cops and stayed in the car. The retired gardener. Yes, yes. Carjack. Yes, yes. You've had that happen to you. And so you called 911, did not get out of your car and had your doors locked. That's exactly right, Kay Renee, because that is a way that people are trying to get other people, especially ladies. You know, they're really coming after us. You know, don't want you to be paying attention like that. They look like they're gonna be okay. Once you get out, they're coming out smiling, giving you their information. Then all of a sudden this happens. So you would pull into the gas station. That's definitely an option too. You pull into a well-lit area. Littlefoot Ranch, honestly, you carry everywhere you go so you can defend yourself. You don't have time to wait for 911. And there are a lot that are carrying, you know, not everyone is of the 2A community, but those that are carrying. So you do want to be mindful of that as well. You know, there are a lot of open carry, concealed carry, a lot. So you want to make sure that you are paying attention to that also. And if you are carrying, you want to make sure that you practice that. And you know, without any hesitation, what you would do in that situation. Homestead in the Hood, be mindful not to touch tissue and cloth stuffed in your car handle. It's laced with a solution that causes you to become drowsy and sometimes pass out and be snatched or your children taken. Thank you for that information. Be very mindful and be careful. Yes. Yes. Know where the police or the fire station is so you can pull into that. Very good as well. You can always go to the police station or the fire station, and they should be willing to come with you. Stay in your vehicle with the windows up and call the cops. Yes, these days you agree. You agree. Yes, yes. So that's the key, is to make sure, Homestead in the Hood, I'll say that again, be mindful not to touch tissue and cloth that's been stuffed in your car handle. It's laced with a solution that causes you to become drowsy and sometimes passes out, and you could be snatched that way or your children snatched. They're lacing money on the ground now too. I haven't seen that. So y'all be careful about that. Do not pick up money on the ground because G Mama grows. She's seeing that the money is also being laced with something. That's just terrible. That is terrible. Don't take flyers either. The paper can be laced. If someone just offers, just take a picture of it. We just have to be so careful right now, so observant of everything that's going on, and you cannot go off of a nice face, a kind face. Oh, they have a kind face. They could not possibly be doing something or want to do something to harm me. We have to be careful at all times, protect ourselves and our family. I haven't heard that they were lacing money money and flyers. So anything that someone wants to give you, you want to make sure that don't take it. Really, do not take it. Trust your intuition. Mostly women victims too. Yes, how many shades of evil it is, Littlefoot Ranch. It really is sad. But make sure though that you are trusting your intuition. And when you're out, don't look like a victim. Posture, your body language, make eye contact. A lot of us like to look away. Not me. I'm going to make some eye contact. I'm going to make eye contact. I need you to see me. I need you to see that I see you and I'm prepared for you. And so if you are looking away, sometimes people may take that and as an uncomfortableness and may come after you by doing that. You think that's the best defense of all. Think that's the best defense. Your wife carries surgical gloves in her pocket in case she needs to touch anything suspect. I hear you. I hear you. It's very difficult, Now you need to trust your intuition. That's what you need to trust. Make sure that you are trusting your intuition. Yes, you've heard about the money being left on the floor and it's laced. A lady spoke about falling victim to that. Oh, wow. Wow. I have not heard of that. I really haven't. But that's the one thing is if there's money on the floor, do not take it. Do not take it. Yes, the gloves. Yes, the gloves. If there is something that you must touch, but for me, I'm not going to touch very much at all. I'm telling you, teach your kids not to go to other people's houses without you. GPS tracking for the nonverbal kids is very helpful. Infant socks also turns your kids' vitals into an alarm. Yes, very good information, diversity love. You definitely want to teach your children that. And I'm going to say this, do not allow your children to go to the bathrooms by themselves, your children, your grandchildren. If your grandson, take him in there with you. I have no problem seeing moms bring their 10-year-old sons in the bathrooms with them. Zero, because I would be doing the same thing. It's not, you just cannot trust people right now. You have to make sure that you're paying attention. You leave your phone all the time, not attached to your hip. Not attached to your hip. Miss Shirley, I think you may be a little bit behind. Kay Renee, you make eye contact, mean mug. Then they keep going and they watch your surroundings. You can't smile. Got plenty of left. Yes. So I put my hand out, depending on my situation. A lot of times, if I'm at the gas station, and I do look all around, and I'm constantly, even when I'm pumping gas, I am looking. And if someone is coming, I put my hand out, like stop. I put my hand out and I yell, stop, do not come near me. And that's my thing. Stop, do not come near me. And so it's very important to make sure people understand. Yes, Miss Shirley, I think you're behind. Thank you, Mike, for putting that in there. Go ahead and refresh. And probably when you had the buffering situation from the storm is what happened when you had the situation from the storm. Before, guys, I want to go ahead and give out a cash app. I want to give out a cash app. So I want to give out a $10 cash app before we do get off. and to help someone maybe get some pepper spray or some pepper gel, I should say, or whatever else you need. If you need some seeds or something for your garden, I want to do that, you know. And so I'm going to give out a $10 cash out before I get off of here tonight. Raining like crazy where you are. Yes, yes. So I want to give out a $10 cash out. And guys, I want to guess the number. I'm going to put out a number. And my number, I want it to be, I like between, I've already written my number. So between 1 and 100. Send you some rain. So between a number between 1 and 100, I want you to guess it. And you can start now. And we will be looking out for the numbers. Yes, so dry where you are. Mike, I know you talked about how dry it was. I know you talked about how dry it was. I still don't see the number, but I do see some numbers that are close. I definitely see some numbers that are close. I see some numbers all around it. Yeah, so if you see the numbers that people are putting in, I see numbers that are all around it, but not guessing it yet. I am still looking, but I want everyone to make sure moving forward that you do start to pay a lot more attention. Start by looking at what people are wearing. You know, look at what people are wearing. Some people say they don't want to look at other people and they don't want to look people in the eye, but I think that it's very important to do that. You know, I'm going to ask you to stop. I see my number. I see it. I see it. I see it. I'm going to go back and just verify it. That is the number. And that is the first person to put it in. This is my number. It's 52. And I think that it is Mike. Mike's Chaotic Gardening. It is Mike. Mike is the first one. Excellent. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. 52. So listen, if you want to email me your cash out, you can do that. You can put it in the chat if you'd like, or you can email it to me. Miss Shirley, I'm going to ask Miss Shirley to go ahead and refresh because she is still behind. Congratulations, Mike's Chaotic Gardening. So you can email me if you'd like at wholenewperspective@gmail.com, wholenewperspective@gmail.com. Absolutely. And I appreciate that. Yes, he is the pepper man. I tell you, hydroponics. And a huge outdoor garden too. But I'm always amazed at the things that he's doing inside. Those orange hat tomatoes that I grew, and it's still growing, really was due to Mike. Watching Mike, I like to see what he does and see what's possible for me to do. And so that is how the orange hat tomatoes came about for me, was just watching Mike. And those are still growing. That was part of he and GT's challenge. Yes, yes. Hello, Cheryl Faulkner. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, Renee, you may need to refresh as well. Yes, GT, it was part of your WIG challenge, and they're still growing. They are still growing. Yes. Yes, that's okay. That's okay. Thank you, Growing with Hudson. I didn't see that. Thank you, Growing with Hudson. But Mike's Great Chaotic Gardener. So send me your cash app, and I'll go ahead and send that to you. Absolutely, absolutely. So that was really the main thing, guys, that I wanted to talk about tonight. I really just wanted to make sure that everyone, has their head on a swivel. It's your husband's fault. Oh wow, what are you eating? What are you eating? You picked up your ball. Oh, congratulations. Getting your ball canning jars today. What are you getting? That's the other thing. I have spent the entire few weekends canning, guys. I've been jarring it up. I have been jarring it up. And I have so many videos that I need the opportunity to go ahead and edit, and then I'll get those videos out. I have a lot. You got your book too. Wonderful. Wonderful. Congratulations on that. Congratulations. Okay. Okay. Is there someone in particular that you want to send me their cash out? Not sure. You're thinking about the corn relish. I will tell you this: the Eastern Shore corn relish, I love it. I'm going to be just eating that plain. I'm going to make a lot more of that. I really do love it. Now, I made another corn. I haven't posted it yet, but I did make another corn relish that I do not like as well. And I will not make that again. But I'm definitely, definitely making the New England uh, corn relish. It is really good. You use your ball jar, 64 ounces, to make your sun tea. Yes, and it is delicious. Have you posted your video on your sun tea? Growing with Hudson, I'm calling you out to make some whenever I do post my video. That's another video that I have. I don't know if you made it or not, but I'm going to call you out too. So have that in mind. I'm whenever I post my video. I made my tea. I just haven't had an opportunity to post my video. You know, that sun tea That sun tea has been delicious, but Mike, I had a lot of clouds over the weekend. Don't do it during the week because I'm working and I leave pretty early, and we've had storms, off and on. So I did not want to put it out except on the weekend. And sure enough, when I put it out a few hours later, the rain started. Your sun tea always tastes terrible. Oh no, Happy Mac, how are you making it? How are you making it? Is it just you that thinks it's terrible? I bet it's not. How are you making your sun tea? You made the video just not. Same here. Same here. I made my video and I have not edited it. I have a couple, and one that I really want to put out. I have tomorrow because I want people to take advantage of some things that I'm putting out tomorrow. And so I do need to go ahead and get my sun tea. I have some. I'm in a collaboration, so I have to get that one out on the day that I'm supposed to. Only spot you have the sun was on the top of the grill. On the top of the grill. Well, at least you did have some sun, so that's really good. That is really good. Tastes like you. Happy Mac. Watch frogs feeding. Oh my goodness. Rest of your yard was shaded. Well, I'll tell you one thing that I realized though with mine, because I only use just all herbs. I don't put any of the tea bags in there. At least for this, I don't. Now I have used tea bags just to make sun tea. And it's been good. It really has. But I find that I really need to start early, and I don't need to put it out for a second day. When I do it like that, if I put it out for a second day and I don't refrigerate it, then some of the herbs start to sour. So you want to make sure that your herbs aren't souring inside of your jar for your sun tea, because that has happened to me. And that's the only thing I can think of with the wash frogs' feet. Yes, yes. So storm sounds like hell. Oh, you got hell hitting the window? Well, thank you so much for coming, Gma Groves. Good to see you. Good to see you. I appreciate you coming. Just some black tea bags and water. So that's the key, is to know how many black tea bags you're putting and how long you leave it out, because you don't want it to sour out there. That's the one thing that I have found, is that sometimes, especially with the herbs and things like that, they will start to sour. They'll start to sour. Yes. Listen, guys, I am going to get ready and get off of here myself. I want to thank everyone that has come out, my wonderful moderators. You guys have been great. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Growing with Hudson, Thank you so much for putting all that information out there. KJ's Healthful Living. Thank you so much for moderating as well. Bougie Prepper, the New Orleans Gardener. I appreciate you all keeping me on track. Guys, if there are people in here that you may not know or whose channels you may not know, go ahead and check each other out. Make sure that you are out here paying attention to your surroundings, constantly scanning left to right. Alter your travel routes when you're driving. Put that phone away when you're walking out. No distractions there. Don't look like you're a victim. Trust your intuition. Yes, make sure that you are doing that, guys. Letting you sit too, yes, maybe sitting too long. K Renee's Garden, you're doing great in the challenge. I see you every day getting your bike ride in. It's very inspiring for me. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. Deuces, my Renaissance grandma. Good to see you. Diversity love. Good night. Happy Mac. Good night. Good to see you. Much love to you. Growing with Hudson. Thanks again for that super chat. I really appreciate it. Girl, you are my first one ever, and I appreciate it. I'll remember that. GT Jr. grows in Alaska. Have a wonderful night. KJ's Living. Thank you again. Yes, thanks for that super chat. Happy Mac. Take care. Homestead in the Hood. Thank you so much for joining us. Be well and be safe. Righteous guidance, protections, peace, blessing, favors, and success. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Thanks everyone for sharing their information. Oh, absolutely, Carrie Nay's Garden. You have done a great job with keeping us inspired, keeping us moving along on it. I need to do an updated video and post that as well. Deuces, Mike's Chaotic Gardener. Deuces, GT Junior grows in Alaska. Cheryl Faulkner, thank you so much. Everyone, have a wonderful week. Have a blessed evening. Take care, guys. Be safe out there.